Ben back here again. Yeah, I did a bit of a name change from Ben Jammin. I tried to do some kind of music page because I played music around my town at the beginning. And I liked doing that. It was okay. There just wasn't any money in it, really. And when it came down to it, I was like, man, I'd just rather have money, and I don't care about... I feel like I don't really care about, making the good music anymore that makes people feel something, or, then there's just like a style barrier too, or it's like, well, I don't have the style that people want anymore, it seems like, and I just kind of decided, like, well, I'd just rather do something that could maybe make me some money. And this kind of ties into what I want to talk about today, where it feels like there's no real actual secret to like being successful, like you see on a lot of YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying? How maybe people have good intentions, but I think a lot of time they're just trying to sell you something, or trying to get you to do something for them or whatever. Yeah, I don't think there's real secret to it, It's I think it's luck, and I think a lot of it's luck, and I think a lot of it's based on how you look, how tall you are, a lot of physical attributes. I think a lot of even chemical or genetic in our brains, how we act. A lot of it seems like it's already predetermined, honestly. That's a bit of a bummer. I mean, we definitely can work and make ourselves better. But it's a hard road, and you say that, people say that to me, and it's like, well, when they know full well how difficult that actually is, you know what I'm saying? And so anyway, I did music, and I decided it wasn't making any money, and I would do okay. I do some shows that were paying like $250 for like a couple hours, so that was great, but they were few and far between. It was hard to get a lot of them. Maybe it's the city I'm in, but that was the case with a lot of them, unfortunately. So I kind of went on this journey, I guess, to try and figure out different things that could maybe give me the success I was looking for, the money I was looking for. And I just kind of found, I try to do this stuff on YouTube, of course, and like the social media marketing. It's like, oh, you got people selling the courses, and that was when I figured out that if people are selling courses about something, or are willingly giving you information, it's like, oh, we're letting you in, and you just have to pay for this course. It's usually bullshit. It is. And maybe a few of them are good. I'm just gonna go out and say that it's probably bullcrap. Because if it was so good, they wouldn't be selling people a secret, and they'll justify it saying like, oh, there's just so much. There's so much for everybody that I'm not worried about a ton of people doing it. It's like, yeah, right. You're making all your money off of YouTube now. You're making your money off of selling your courses. You're not doing that anymore. There's no freaking way. And so that's why I went to social media marketing. And now another one that I'm seeing is like the book, Amazon book stuff. I haven't tried that one yet, but I was looking into it, and then all of a sudden I started seeing people complain about it. It's like, oh, there's too much competition, there's way too many, and I'm not selling any books, and the books I did get aren't selling. And so there's just always, and you could chalk it up to like, oh, there's always challenges. It's like, well, eventually it's like not worth it. It's like, oh, you gotta do it as a side hustle. It's like, you know how much time that takes? I don't know, maybe I'm just being a whiner, but it just seems like a lot. I was a firm believer that difficult things were worth doing, but I'm not so sure. I feel I am concerned that a lot of things are just manipulation from people from employers, from people in power, to just keep us working all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, just keep working hard and then you'll get the promotion or whatever. Like, how many times in your guys' life has that been true, you know? I know I'm kind of going all over the place with this, but it's hard to put out there exactly what I'm feeling. I guess ultimately it's back to the first main message of, it feels like there's no magic anything that is gonna get you to where you want to be, and a lot of it's just luck and work, and I think I'm talking about this because I fell victim to a lot of these mentalities and schemes, and a lot of them just seem fake. Yeah. And I guess ultimately a lot of things can seem kind of like hopeless, I guess. And people look for hope in different things, and I think a lot of them are copes. That's what I think. And I don't want to live a life that's just all about coping and hoping the best, and it's not based in reality. And I more prefer a harsh truth than a comforting lie, I guess is what I'm saying. And it can be hard to figure out what the truth is. That's for sure. It's just weird when you see people in your life and they seem to just make it, you know, everything just seems to work for them. And you don't ever hear about the people who don't make it, you know what I'm saying? which is the majority, right? It's the majority of people who try things and fail. But why do we continue to listen to these people that manipulate us and try and make us believe? I don't know. I know it's too dang depressing. It's too dang depressing, like, because you want to have hope, right? We need to have hope in things for the things will get better, or else we just sit there and don't do anything. Right? And, you know, and a lot of this ties into this YouTube channel. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what's the magic thing that's gonna make people watch it, you know? So it's like, well, maybe I'll be more candid, maybe I'll be more real, maybe I'll try and be more informative, like a show. Maybe I'll try and be more, you know, like, what is the thing? What is the thing that's gonna do it? I don't know. I think anyone that tries to say that they have the truth, I think they're full of it. I think anyone who tries to claim that they have the answers, that they know what they're talking about, that, oh, just trust me, don't trust them. I think those are the people you gotta watch out for, ultimately. And the world's tricky, man. People will use you, chew you up, and they'll spit you out. They'll use you your whole life with no concern about how using you is gonna affect you. They just want their bottom line. That's what I feel like a lot of my old employers were. Perfectly content with having themselves be built up, and you know, having a family and stuff like that, and being all set up and having a nice house. Meanwhile, I get the scraps, you know, they're left over. I've had that. And you know, and growing up with a single parent, you know, you're younger, it feels like you have some issues that you never really recover from, and people get frustrated about that with you, and they never don't want to help you because of that. A lot of stuff like that, man. And it just sucks. It just sucks because I had friends who did grow up in good situations, and they were able to set themselves up well. And mentally, they're in different places than I am. And I was trying to figure out, well, how do I get to that place where they're at? And I just finally decided, like, F it. I can't. I have to try and figure out what works for me. Because I'm driving myself crazy trying to be like other people. And it just doesn't work. And I don't know if anywhere you are in the same boat. Probably. I'm probably not alone. There's probably a lot of people these days just feeling lost and out of sorts and just trying to figure out how to make some freaking money so you just don't have to worry about anything anymore. Like, anyone who grew up in a survival situation, that survival mindset stays with you your whole life. Like, I grew up in a shithole. Seriously, it's bad. You might not guess it by who I am and how I act now, but it's true. You know, sleeping on the floor, bugs crawling all over, no food, left home all day, and the freaking no AC, heat. Like, and there's worse stories out there, but you know, everyone's got their own, and it's special to them. And you know, mine was pretty garbage. You know, thankfully I had grandparents who cared and were able to pick up the slack, kinda. But you know, just some things you can't recover from. And when you're not set up and parents don't care about you in school, stuff like that, and then you're just behind, and you're more behind, and you get set back more and more and more and more, and then all of a sudden, 30 years old, I'm not 30 by the way, but you're whatever years old, and you're like, what do I do? And I think the reality is everyone feels a little behind. Everyone wishes they were somewhere else. So some sort of contentment would be good. And probably some positive affirmation stuff, and just believing that you can get out of the situation you're in, and that I you know, speaking for myself here too, of course. And you know, these gig apps have really, I'm trying to tie in the gig apps here to this, have really allowed me to have some freedom to get away and take a step back and see the ways that jobs were manipulating, or people were manipulating me and using me. And I've been able to develop a more solid, I'll say personality, away from different identities. And I know that's kind of vague, but I just have a past that, I guess in churches, I'll say I was a worship director or a worship leader, whatever. And I would say that experience I feel like it mostly set me back, unfortunately. And some of you might not feel that way about church and stuff like that, but anyway, I won't get into that, because I know what people will say. I've heard it all. I've said it all. I know it. Anyway, but yeah, about the music thing in the beginning and with the church stuff, I think a immature mindset was encouraged and perpetuated in me, and it might not have been malicious, but I think ultimately it led me to stay in the same spot for several years of my life, unfortunately. And it could have been so that they could use me for the music, or they genuinely thought something was going to happen. But even my mother, at a young age, told me, it's like, oh yeah, do music, you're gonna, be great. But she was nice, but she's weird in her own ways. I won't get into that, but it ultimately was damaging, because I didn't find something that would actually bring me to a spot where I feel successful, and I like I'm being fully utilized, and something that I want to actually do. And maybe that's my fault for not, just listening to myself more. But maybe it's not my fault, because I was never taught that. Everyone has hang-ups though, everyone has hang-ups. But yeah, that's just and I think I spent too much time with that immature, maybe not immature, maybe that's not the right word, but that idea that, oh, music's gonna work out for me. Even though I don't know. Here's what I've heard recently, just last year. The 1000th ranked dentist is a millionaire, but the 1000th ranked musician works at Starbucks. so there's that. So anyway, and I'm thankful that I kind of have broken out of that now, and I'm still relatively young. What's this car behind me? And it's not too bad yet, but this is me from the future. And I think also some part of me had to go through these things to figure out if they would work for me, or else I wouldn't feel happy with myself unless I tried them first. So I had to try these things like music, like marketing, like God, what else did I try to do? Tried to start a boba shop. Tried to, God, what was the other one? I'm trying to remember them all. Looked into pallet selling, looked into the Amazon book selling, looked into, okay, there's like 3 other things I can't remember right now, but but I had to try them first to figure out what's gonna work. And I feel a little bit at a loss now. I think that's why I made this video. I feel a bit at a loss now because I'm not sure what my next step is and what I should do, and I'm leaning towards getting some kind of skill. I think that I just need to be valuable in that way. But anyway, back to the video. Yeah, it's hard not to feel spiteful about people who you feel like were taking advantage of you. Man, can't I find a place to freaking record my video? They're running off. What are they doing? Oh, you can see them in the background. See them, right? Yeah, I bite my fingernails. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, yeah, I'm just trying to make this gig stuff work, and man, I'm thinking, it's the dead times just make you worry. The dead times make you just reevaluate your whole entire life. But at least I chose this myself. You know what I'm saying? At least I chose it myself, and I wasn't manipulated by some ideology or religion. At least I chose it myself. And I have no one else to blame. Which I think is better. Yeah. But yeah, when it's dead, makes me think about, God, I'm gonna have to go back to a regular job. I can't be around those people. I don't want to be around those people. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'll spend the money on gas. I don't care. I don't want to go. That was a CNA too, and God, that was horrible. I mean, I like being a caregiver more than a CNA. CNA is disgusting, man. They need to be paid way more. It's ridiculous. It's horrible work. Horrible. Yeah, I damaged my lower lumbar. Like the muscle, I tweaked it, sprained it or whatever. Couldn't freaking sit up for 3 days. I'm young too. Yeah, people don't think about that. People say go into the trades. It's like, I got a friend, and he's already complaining about, he's younger than me. He's already complaining about his body breaking down. I don't know. There's just no magic bullet. And I think some people get really lucky, and then they have survivorship bias, and then they wonder why everyone else can't do what they did. The reality is if everyone did do what they did, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be special anymore. Yeah. So, I don't know what the secret is to being successful on YouTube. I don't know what the secret is to be successful at life. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it seems like you just gotta get lucky with who decides to give you money or who decides to give you a shot. It's that way in music too. It's about who you know, who you can rub shoulders with better, Who's better at rubbing shoulders, who's better at kissing ass. That's a good one. Everyone loves kissing ass. I don't. That's why This is one thing. Doing delivery work has made me so disagreeable. I don't know about you guys, but it's making me so like, it's like, nope, don't want to do that. All right, bye. You know, if anyone gives me shit, I'm just like, nope. Even Walmart workers, like, it's like, I just, bye. You know, I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to listen to you. And it's great. It's great. It's like having FU money, right? You have enough money where you can say FU. I don't know. It's your boss. Anyway, I'm rambling way too long here. I don't even know if anyone will watch this video, but hopefully if they did, they'll find some value in it. Please don't just go into the comments and be like, oh, you'll find out your way. I've heard it all before, and I know it just takes time, and that's the way life is, and it's fine. I'm not like depressed about it. I've gotten over that, and it's just the way it is, you know. And I'll figure something out. Everyone will figure something out, you know. If you just don't give up, that's the reality. You know, just find happiness. You find happiness in small things, and things that you do, and activities, and some people that you might have in your life. You know, make it count. You know what I'm saying? Talk with the family members that you do like. You know, cut out the bad ones. Do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You don't like rideshare anymore, don't do it anymore. If it's not working for you, find something else. I don't know. I've tried to find something else. I'm having the damnedest time, but you might be lucky. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's been a serious, heavy video, and it's been super freaking long, I think. But I hope you have a good one. Hope you have a good one. Peace out. Talk to you later. Bye.